Hood rich, hood rich, hood rich, hood rich, hood rich.
Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt you. And I would like to auction something off, okay? If you win, you get a night out with Diddy. Saturday night in New York. And I promise you, your ass will wake up Wednesday laying beside me.
And if you think Diddy's joking, check out number 19 on our list.
For all those in London that don't know what happens to the white man when he comes to a P.Diddy party, this is what happens to the white man.
It's so unfortunate.
You gotta pull back though, so they can see. That's crazy. Matt, move out the way. You're still alive. Look at that. Look, what you
There's a drink on his head.
Sean Combs has been found guilty and non-guilty. Let's put into perspective, Brian, on time he will serve. What are we looking at now with regard to years? Of course, we should point out there will be an appeal. He's got plenty of money to do that, but let's take it from where it stands right now.
Kira, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around this. I'm not even sure if I would say there would be an appeal, because for Sean Combs and his defense team, this is a massive win. 3 of the counts that had a life sentence possibility are gone. When it comes to transportation to engage in prostitution, the minimum is nothing. There's a theoretical possibility that he walks out on probation. Now, do I think that's going to happen? No, but the max is 10 years. Even if you were to take both sentences, and he's not going to get 10 years, they're going to look at his criminal history, mitigating circumstances, aggravating circumstances, and I would assume that he gets somewhere in the middle ground, maybe like 3 to 5 years, 3 to 6 years, possible through that sentencing range for each count. Sean Combs going to trial where he was facing life and being able to walk out with something under 10 years, well under 10 years possibly, that is a victory.
After nearly 2 months of daily court appearances in his hometown of New York City, Sean "Diddy" Combs is facing a split verdict, acquitted on the top charges and convicted of a lesser sex crimes charge. On July 2nd, a 12-person jury delivered a bombshell split decision in Combs' case, which started May 5th in Manhattan Federal Court. Jurors found Combs guilty of transportation to engage in prostitution, but acquitted him on the top charge of racketeering and both sex trafficking counts. Combs, who was charged with 2 counts of sex trafficking, 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, and 1 count of racketeering for leading what prosecutors alleged was a criminal organization over the course of 2 decades, has long maintained his innocence. He previously pleaded not guilty to all charges. Combs has been incarcerated at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center since he was arrested on September 16th. Prosecutor Maureen Comey confirmed that the prosecution will seek incarceration for Combs. There is serious conduct here that will mandate a lengthy period of incarceration. Combs' trial is among the most noteworthy of the Me Too era, following explosive cases against disgraced Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein, R&B singer R. Kelly, and A-list actors Kevin Spacey and Johnny Depp. The case of Combs is particularly challenging, wading into the murky gray areas of consent and coercion, complex workplace dynamics, and the myriad of ways that people cope with trauma. Combs faced a maximum sentence of life in prison for the racketeering charge. Sex trafficking has a 15-year mandatory minimum and maximum of life in prison. Transportation to engage in prostitution carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison. Combs' verdict comes a year and a half after allegations of sexual assault and trafficking started mounting against the embattled music mogul, following a bombshell lawsuit from his former girlfriend of over 10 years, Cassandra Ventura, over alleged trafficking, sexual assault, and abuse. The two amicably settled the lawsuit 1 day later for $20 million, but his team has claimed her legal action kicked off the criminal investigation into the Bad Boy Records founder's alleged behavior. Federal prosecutors claimed Combs led a criminal enterprise that operated on sex trafficking, kidnapping, drug offenses, and forced labor, among other crimes. Combs leveraged his wealth and celebrity status to fulfill his sexual desires in a recurrent and widely known pattern of abuse. Investigators alleged The Grammy-winning rapper and producer, who once reigned with his A-list, frequented white parties, has also staunchly denied allegations brought forward in approximately 80 sexual assault lawsuits, which detail alleged incidents dating back to the 1990s. Combs' trial marked one of the highest-profile legal battles since the Me Too movement gained steam in 2017.
So we do have a split verdict. Sean Combs has been found not guilty of racketeering conspiracy, not guilty of sex trafficking Cassandra Ventura, but he has been found guilty on 2 counts of transportation for the purposes of prostitution. And we're waiting for one more count, the sex trafficking of Jane. And just now the jury has decided that Sean Combs is not guilty of sex trafficking his former girlfriend who testified under the pseudonym Jane. So the jury has now believed that the relationships that Sean Combs had with his former girlfriends Cassie Ventura and a woman who testified under the pseudonym Jane were not criminal, did not involve sex trafficking. All Sean Combs has been convicted of here is transportation for the purposes of prostitution. And Kira, those did seem to be the most evident crimes that Sean Combs committed.
Do you think that this is a win for P. Diddy? Or is the possible 10-year sentence he could receive still a major L, especially at his age of 55 years old? Let me know what you think in the comments below and subscribe to Hood Rich TV.
Hood Rich, Hood Rich, Hood Rich, Hood Rich.